Welcome back, legends. I hope you're all fantastic. I've got the Boogie Lone Star Special on the bench today, and I want to look at it as a pedal platform. If you haven't seen my previous video with this amp, which I'm borrowing from the absolute legends and supporters of the channel, Kale and Neil, basically that video I kind of said it's one of my favorite clean amps of all time, and I definitely stand by that. It's got this wonderful natural compression happening in it. Makes you want to play really dynamically. It feels good under the fingertips. It's everything you would want out of a clean amp. And a lot of people in the comments like this amp so much that they use two of them, which is a lot of stuff to haul around, but I could imagine in stereo this would be incredible. A bunch of people also said they were running it with front-end compressor, or they were stacking drives with it to get their main tone. So I want to try a whole bunch of that stuff. I've got my studio drive board on here, which has some stuff which is not a drive, like the Crazy Tube Circuits golden ratio compressor, which I love the sound of. I'm going to be using that on the opto comp mode. Then there's a Crowther Audio Hotcake, which I've kind of set up for more of the creamy fuzz style thing. There's a Boss SD1 doing Boss SD1 things. There's an Aniki Audio clone on there, which I love the sound of. Then we've got this Aeris Effects Electric Dragon. One side is basically a tube screamer, the other side is a TC integrated preamp. There's also the Crazy Tube Circuits superconductor on there, which I might swap in at some point, and a way huge swollen pickle. For fuzzy stuff, we might stay away from the fuzz and the superconductor for now. Let's just hear the clean tone on the neck pickup of this Buddy Guy Strat, and the speakers look like they're in a pretty deadly position for my ears, but I'm running this into a load box. There's nothing coming out of here at the moment. Loaded one of my free IRs, which you can grab in the video description. Let's hear it. So I've got the gain and master just below noon, the treble and middle are just above noon, and the bass is also just below noon. I'm on the highest wattage setting on there, and I don't have any of the built-in reverb. I'm just adding a tiny amount of plate reverb in post, which is what you're hearing. So I love the natural compression of this amp. Let's hear it with a bit of this optical compressor in front. That sounds really, really lovely. It's taming that super spiky bridge pickup on there. It's fattening up the neck pickup. I'm going to leave that on with some of the drives. Not just yet though, I want to go through each drive. Let's hear the hotcake and what I've set it up to do. The hotcake can be super subtle, it can be super over the top and creamy. Again, we'll just hear it on the neck pickup. Almost a fuzz style thing. I might just stick with that for that particular sound. Let's hear the SD1, one of my favorite drives of all time. This is the 40th anniversary edition, but everyone should own an SD1 in my opinion. That is awesome. Let's hear the tube screamer side of the Electric Dragon now, just for comparison. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Tube screamer into a kind of clean thing. Who would have guessed, right? Let's hear the clon style circuit from this Anarchy Audio workhorse now. Finally, the integrated preamp side of the Electric Dragon. This one's more of like a clean boost EQ thing. I want to hear that with the compressor. This should be a whole lot of fun because the compressor is kind of taking out some of the spike and that's adding it back in. Let's just hear the comp and then with the extra kind of preamp side of the Electric Dragon. That is awesome. I really like that combo on there. Let's hear now the compressor with, say, the Tube Screamer. So we'll hear it with just the Tube Screamer and then the compressor on there. I'll go to the neck pickup now. That's cool. Let's hear the compressor into the SD1 now. I think that's going to be a cool combo. We'll hear it into all the drives, basically. Needless to say, this is all going pretty well. Let's try a few drive combos. Kind of like the clon style thing as like the cranked amp tone on there. So I'll try the SD1 or the hotcake into it. I'm going to like SD1 the most, but let's see what actually happens. So just clon, then we'll add each drive. The SD1 into anything crunchy is pretty awesome. Let's try the workhorse now into the preamp side of the Electric Dragon. So it's like a post-gain boost on here. We're just hitting the front end a lot harder now. Let's try that. Let's try channel 2 with some humbuckers. I'm using a different IR now, just some greenbacks. What I've done is I've kind of set up all the different pedals with more level than drive on them to boost stuff. So we're going for like a Marshall style crunch on this, and then we're just going to hit it harder with some of these pedals, because in a gigging context, a lot of the time when I was using amps, I would set them up crunchy, use a pedal as a boost, use a volume control for my clean sound. So let's start with the comp. I'll just kind of crank the level up, and I'll bring it over to the FET side because that gets a bit distorted. Just go one by one. Let's hear it. They were all very cool. I think the workhorse is probably my favorite there, as well as the compressor. I really liked how that was bringing out more of the natural character of the amp. Let's try the superconductor now on the treble booster side. I'll just go through the 4 modes. Maybe I'll just go through the treble booster and the EP boost because they're pretty awesome. You could hear the treble booster almost sounds like a cocked wah with this particular amp. I mean, this is running Class A. I don't know how much actual Vox-inspired circuitry there is in this particular amp, but treble booster with a Vox, it's a bit of a thing. But the EP booster on there is amazing. I really, really like that. It's, again, doing what the workhorse does, doing kind of a slightly different thing to what the preamp side of the Electric Dragon is doing, but similarly, they're just pushing the front end of the amp, and that's what I like. So different results. Obviously, I went Strat, clean, Les Paul, crunchy. If you like Strats with crunch and you like Les Pauls for cleans, that's pretty cool as well. That would be another option in there. You're probably going to get slightly different results. But for me, I actually really liked the clean channel hitting it with pedals. And I find a lot of amplifiers, that are often sold as pedal platform amplifiers, they're a bit fussy with different pedals in there, but I was able to get pretty good results with all of those pedals. You got kind of the pedal character rather than the amp character when you ran it into the clean channel, whereas having some crunch from the amp, using the pedals to push the amp, you get more of the amp character coming out than the pedal character in there, which I guess is just the story of pedal platform amplifiers. So bit of love for the Lone Star. Again, thank you to Neil and Kale for loaning me this one. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, check the video description for links to my Patreon and the music that I make. I might play you all out with all of the drives on at the same time because I know somebody is going to leave a comment asking about that. Let me know what your favorite combination of drive and amp was. Was it the clean channel on the amp with one of the drives, or was it one of the drives pushing the dirty channel? I'd love to know in the comments. And yeah, let's just add them one by one and see what we get out of here. And hopefully I don't blow anything up.